I'm Ethan, a 34-year-old structural engineer in Seattle, specializing in eco-friendly urban projects. My wife, Lauren, was wrapping up her residency at Harborview Medical Center, and for 4 years, I thought we were building a life together, brick by brick. We'd spent countless nights planning our future, 2 kids, a craftsman-style house in Fremont, maybe a dog. Lauren always said she wanted a family after her residency, when her student loans were under control. I'm a planner, always drafting blueprints for life, so her vision felt like it fit perfectly with mine. But on our 4th anniversary, at a candlelit dinner in a trendy Pike Place restaurant, she dropped a bombshell that shattered everything. We were halfway through our meal, grilled halibut for her, steak for me, when Lauren set her wineglass down and stared at her plate like it held some deep secret. "I've been thinking about our future," she said, her voice flat, like she was reading a chart. "I'm scheduling a procedure to make sure I never have kids." I froze, fork hovering over my plate. "A procedure?" I asked, thinking I'd misheard. "Tubal ligation," she clarified, still avoiding my eyes. "I've decided motherhood isn't for me. I don't want to spend my life dodging pregnancy scares or feeling pressured to have kids just because it's expected." The restaurant's hum, clinking glasses, soft jazz, faded as her words sank in. 4 years of marriage, 6 years together, endless talks about nursery designs and soccer practices, and now she was casually announcing she wanted to surgically erase that future. "When did you decide this?" I asked, keeping my tone steady, though my chest felt like it was caving in. "Past few months," she said, finally meeting my gaze, her eyes defiant. "I've been talking to a counselor, sorting out what I really want. I was saying I wanted kids because I thought that's what you expected, but I don't want to sacrifice my career or my body for it." I took a sip of water, the taste metallic. "Your choice," I said simply. She blinked, clearly expecting a fight. "That's it. You're not going to argue." "Nope," I replied, signaling for the check. "Your body, your decision. But we built this marriage on a shared plan for a family. If that's gone, we need to rethink what us means." Her confidence wavered, replaced by confusion. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying I married you because we wanted the same things. If we don't, maybe we're not as aligned as I thought." I paid the bill without glancing at it, and we left in silence. Back at our Capitol Hill condo, Lauren disappeared into the bedroom while I sat in my study, staring at the sketches I'd made for a treehouse I'd imagined building for our future kids. At 5:30 a.m., while Lauren was on an overnight shift, I called my sister, Claire, a family law attorney in Tacoma. "I need to end my marriage," I told her. "Like now." "Whoa, Ethan, what happened?" she asked. I explained Lauren's announcement, how she'd hidden her change of heart for months. "That's a deal breaker," Claire said. "Washington's a no-fault state, so it's straightforward if you both play fair. But brace yourself, she might not." By 8 a.m., I'd transferred my share of our joint savings, mostly my earnings from a side gig designing green commercial spaces, into a personal account. By noon, I'd packed my drafting table, tools, and clothes into my truck, leaving behind anything we'd bought together. I left the divorce papers on the kitchen counter, next to the key to our Whidbey Island cottage, where we'd planned summer getaways with our kids. My note was short. "Lauren, your choice to get a procedure is yours alone. But staying in a marriage built on a lie isn't mine. The papers are clear. My lawyer will be in touch." When Lauren got home, she found the condo half empty. I was already at a hotel near Lake Union, meeting Claire to plan next steps. The divorce turned ugly fast. Lauren's attorney, a cutthroat named Diane Kessler, demanded alimony, arguing Lauren's $60,000 residency salary couldn't match the lifestyle my $170,000 income had supported. She even went after my workshop, a garage space where I built custom furniture, knowing it was where I'd planned to teach our kids woodworking. It wasn't about money. It was about gutting my dreams of fatherhood. Lauren's family backed her completely, framing me as a controlling jerk who'd bailed when she asserted her independence. Her parents, both sociology professors at UW, spun my departure as a case study in toxic masculinity. Her brother, a grad student, posted vague rants about men who punish women for their choices. Meanwhile, I got a text from Sophie, Lauren's best friend since med school, that changed everything. "Ethan, I know this is awkward, but Lauren screwed up big time. I'm sorry." Sophie was a graphic designer, creative and grounded, always a bit distant during my marriage. We met at a quiet Belltown cafe to talk. Lauren told me months ago she was rethinking kids, Sophie said, twisting her coffee mug. Her therapist convinced her motherhood was just societal pressure. I told her to talk to you, but she thought surprising you would force a clear reaction. Either you'd accept her or leave. She didn't expect you to actually go. I learned Lauren had been testing me, dropping hints about child-free friends, watching my reactions. It was a calculated move, and I'd been the guinea pig. Our coffee meetups became regular, first dissecting Lauren's betrayal, then discovering we clicked in ways I hadn't with Lauren. Sophie loved kayaking on Puget Sound, something Lauren had called a waste of time. We bonded over craft beer, sustainable design, and our shared dream of a big family. Lauren always mocked my old-school dreams, Sophie admitted during a hike in the Olympics. She said I was throwing away my potential by wanting kids. I realized Sophie had been judged for the same values I held dear. Lauren's smear campaign kicked into high gear when she saw Sophie's ex-posts, innocent shots of hiking trails with me in the background. She accused us of an affair, turning friends against us. Dinner invites stopped, group chats went quiet, and Lauren's med school clique shunned Sophie. But it backfired, pulling Sophie and me closer. We leaned on each other, navigating the fallout together. Our relationship turned romantic during a stormy camping trip in the Cascades, huddled in a tent as rain pounded down. I think I'm falling for you, Sophie whispered. Same, I said, and kissing her felt like coming home. We kept it secret until the divorce finalized, shielding it from Lauren's legal attacks. 6 months later, I proposed on a sunrise hike up Mount Si. Sophie said yes, and we married quietly at Deception Pass, with only her cousin, a fellow designer, as our witness. We turned my new Ballard condo's spare room into a shared studio, her design space, my woodworking corner. Sophie was thrilled about starting a family, and when she got pregnant with twins, we started planning in earnest. I built cribs from reclaimed cedar, and Sophie photographed every step, dreaming of a visual legacy for our kids. The bombshell came at Sophie's grandmother Margaret's Easter brunch in Olympia. A retired judge, Margaret had taken a shine to me. Sophie had crafted a photo book, our wedding, our studio, the ultrasound of our twins, to announce our news. We didn't know Lauren would be there, invited by Sophie's clueless cousin, Emily, who thought Lauren needed cheering up. Lauren looked rough, thin, tired, haunted. When Sophie revealed our marriage and pregnancy, Lauren snapped. You orchestrated this, she shouted, accusing Sophie of sabotaging her marriage to steal me. Margaret shut her down. Control yourself, young lady. But Lauren spiraled, screaming that Sophie had manipulated her into ruining her own marriage. She lunged for the photo book, tearing pages before Emily pulled her out. The truth hit later. Lauren admitted the tubal ligation was a lie, a test to see if I'd fight for her. I thought you'd prove you loved me, she sobbed during a desperate visit to our condo. Sophie, 8 months pregnant, called it what it was, emotional abuse. Lauren's family enabled her, but her brother eventually saw her unhinged behavior and apologized. Lauren's antics cost her. She lost her residency spot after workplace drama and moved to Oregon. Sophie's business thrived, her reputation boosted by her grace under pressure. Our twins, Ava and Lucas, arrived healthy, and our workshop became a community hub where I taught local kids carpentry. Sophie's photos captured it all. Our kids' first steps, their tiny hands-on tools, a family built on honesty. Lauren's new life in Portland, married to a wealthy surgeon, came through mutual friends. She got the lifestyle she wanted, but her past followed her. Sophie and I, meanwhile, built the future Lauren had faked wanting. Looking out at our kids playing in the workshop, Sophie said it best. Lauren showed you who she was just in time to save you from a life that was never real.